my light good.
We didn't script this Kennebec Savings Bank commercial because we don't have to. This is what our team genuinely thinks about banking with us.
This isn't the interview. I haven't started yet. I like the people I work with. It's like a family, yeah. And I'm not just saying that.
We've been there for like 150 years, so everyone knows us. Your neighbor bank's there.
We've got like this really deep heritage in the community. It's cool to be able to like actually feel aligned with what the bank is doing, and it's things that we can feel proud about.
We give back 10% of our earnings, and that's a lot of money back into the community.
The best part about our bank is that when you talk to someone, you're talking to me. You're talking to a real person.
I want you to feel like you're getting the most out of your money. And I don't want you to have to pay a fee if you don't have to.
Are you filming? No, we should have been.
Kennebec Savings Bank, because your life isn't scripted.
Call or visit Kennebec Savings Bank today and experience the difference.
You're not recording this, are you?
No.
Good afternoon. How are folks doing after lunch? All right. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out. I appreciate you coming back in after a bite to eat. My name's Ben Smith. I'm on the board of GrowSmart Maine. This is my 6th year on the board. And these are the GrowSmart Maine Awards, informally known as the Smarties in-house. We recognize every year great projects and people doing the work around the state that typify the principles of smart growth. And these are the 7th annual awards. And I'd like to thank the judges this year. Every year we have a little bit of a different crop of judges. C.J. Oppenhauser from Friends of Congress Square Park, Heather Spalding from the Maine Organic Farmer and Gardeners Association, and Ann Krieg from City of Bangor. So thank you very much to our judges. We really do appreciate the work that the folks put into it as volunteers to help make this possible. That also includes Ethan Boxer-Maycomer, former board member who is our videographer and production support person, and Joe Oliva, the communications manager at GrowSmart Maine, who collaborated with the subcommittee of board members and Ethan to put this together. So again, these awards are to spotlight exemplary work and the people who are doing the work around the state and help share that work. And hopefully those are great examples for folks as you do work in your own communities. These awards are meant to recognize policies and plans that set the stage for great projects, the development that you see on the ground that exemplifies the principles of smart growth, as well as the people and the professionals who are behind all of that work. So we're pleased to recognize 4 award winners this year, highlighted in the video that you're about to watch next. I hope you enjoy the video and take some inspiration from it. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the 7th Annual Maine Smart Growth Awards, a program of GrowSmart Maine to honor and celebrate excellent examples of smart growth across Maine Each year, the Maine Smart Growth Awards highlights the best of smart growth from around our state. This year, the judges chose 4 winners from the many nominations that were received from across the state. While these 4 awardees are all unique in their own ways, they share a common thread. They provide shining examples of how smart growth principles can be implemented in Maine communities to achieve tangible social, economic, and environmental community outcomes. This year, the awards go to a community planning initiative, a bricks and mortar development, a public policy initiative, and 2 outstanding smart growth practitioners. And so here they are, your 2024 Maine Smart Growth Award recipients. John and Cindy Smith, Great Falls Construction, outstanding smart growth practitioners. John and Cindy Smith are president and vice president, respectively, of Great Falls Construction, a family-owned and operated design-build, construction management, general contractor, developer, located in Gorham, Maine. When envisioning smart growth and how that plays out in tangible terms within a community, one might think of projects like 109 Main Street or Station Square developments in Gorham, South Wyndham's Fire Station redevelopment into Red City Ale, Berwick's The Edge redevelopment of the former Prime Tanning facility, or the complete renovation of Sebago's Richard's Dairy Delight. These developments, design-built by Great Falls Construction with John and Cindy Smith at the helm, range throughout different communities in Maine, but all seek to foster one thing: community. John and Cindy are village center developers who have placemaking at the core of their goals with each project. Land is always limited, and attention to architectural charm and detail is ever important in the context of Maine village centers. That also means respecting the right density and mixed-use makeup to enhance the fabrics of our main streets. Mixed-use village center development is at the core of their development work because offering housing and economic opportunity is vital to placemaking. Walkability is key to all of John and Cindy's development and creating connectedness for all modes of transit. John and Cindy's developments account for the right-sized buildings to complement the land and environment the development is located within, ensuring the outside spaces are as enjoyable as the inside and fosters healthy, safe, and enjoyable community use is key and demonstrated throughout their many development projects. John and Cindy's approach is engaging the community early and often, inside and outside of public process well in advance of the development taking shape. Listening sessions, neighborhood meetings, and regular updates are all part of how they go above and beyond to ensure that the neighborhood is heard, informed, and happy about the development. Encouraging engagement and being thoughtful developers are attributes that they embody when working with municipal officials and community members in each community they work with. Their developments ensure a tight envelope, use of sustainable materials, and prioritize stimulation of the local economy as opposed to hiring from afar. They also work to clean up environmentally contaminated sites and/or buildings to ensure the spaces we occupy are safe and healthy. Presque Isle Main Street Study. City of Presque Isle and Maine Department of Transportation. Exemplary Smart Growth Plan. The City of Presque Isle and the Maine DOT contracted with T.Y. Lin International and Razor Landscape Architecture to develop recommendations for both short-term and long-term improvements in the downtown area of the city. The purpose of the study was to improve accessibility and safety for all transportation modes while complementing local economic development strategies and objectives. In particular, a major focus of the study was improving existing bicycle and pedestrian facilities and identifying new facilities that improve connectivity from the University of Maine at Presque Isle and underserved neighborhoods to the downtown and local businesses. This was determined to be critically important given a relatively low level of automobile ownership. The proposed design creates in many places fully protected or separated facilities that offer safe, comfortable, and enjoyable spaces for enhanced walkability. To accomplish this, the study applied complete streets principles and right-sized roadways and intersections, thus creating a transportation system that is safe and balanced for all users. The study identified transportation improvements that reduce traffic congestion, improve pedestrian and traffic safety, complement long-range land use planning goals, and align with economic goals for Presque Isle. The study not only considered roadway safety and mobility issues, but also considered improvements to active transportation. It incorporated aesthetic design features to enhance the character of historic downtown Presque Isle and anticipate growth trends and future development. The excitement generated by the study and recommendations has led the city and the Maine DOT to advance preliminary engineering and design with the intent of applying for federal grant funding. The City Council recently approved a request to match state funding, and the vision is overwhelmingly supported by the community. The redesign right-sizes existing transportation infrastructure in the downtown and maximizes connectivity and walkability, allowing the historic street network and pattern and scale of development to reemerge. By aligning community community values with the built environment, the redesign will leverage investment in a quality public sphere to spur private investment in mixed-use redevelopment. Additionally, the redesign reduces impervious surface, introduces an extensive urban tree canopy, creates decentralized green infrastructure stormwater treatment areas, creates inviting and comfortable streetscapes, reduces car dependency, and encourages live-work environments. By creating an accessible and mixed-use downtown, people of all ages and abilities will be able to live and work downtown, increasing access to essential services. The redesign deliberately encompasses the demographically diverse residential neighborhoods to the east of downtown, to the west of Presque Isle Stream, and involved consultations with the Micmac Nation. Proposed shared use paths, a pedestrian bridge spanning Presque Isle Stream, and the reduction of lanes on Route 1 will create better opportunity and choice for existing and proposed housing. Community members have used the word transformational at public meetings when describing the downtown redesign because the right sizing of transportation infrastructure will allow for a rediscovery and reconnection of Presque Isle's greatest assets, such as Main Street, schools, recreation facilities, UMPI, the riverfront, the surrounding residential neighborhoods, and open spaces. People understand that the redesign is an opportunity to reclaim the downtown as the heart of the community where meaningful relationships and traditions can flourish. Mercy Hospital State Street Campus Redevelopment. New Height Redfern, LLC, Community Housing of Maine, and Portland Housing Authority. Exemplary Smart Growth Project. Redevelopment of the Mercy Hospital State Street campus into a high-density, mixed-income residential campus is an excellent example of smart growth. This project features adaptive reuse of the historic hospital building, creation of outdoor public space in a shared WUNERF, improvements to existing utility infrastructure, implementation of a traffic demand management plan to encourage and support alternative forms of transportation and homes, both for rent and for sale, in an existing urban center. In addition, the redevelopment transformed surface parking into housing, recreated the street wall along Winter Street, and stitched back together the neighborhood that had been divided when the hospital was built. The mixed-use historical hospital, now the Nightingale, anchors the campus. Two adjacent affordable housing projects, the Equinox for families and Winter Landing for older adults, were designed to blend the campus into the neighborhood. A WUNERF between the buildings creates shared public space while also allowing for vehicle movement and parking. Across Spring Street, 9 new townhomes line Winter Street and mask the remaining surface parking. Collectively, these buildings add 269 new residential units, as well as 4 commercial retail spaces and a 38,000 square foot self-storage facility. Of the 269 new housing units, many are dedicated to affordable housing. 10% of the Nightingale apartments are set aside for workforce housing. Equinox and Winter Landing, being built with Community Housing of Maine and the Portland Housing Authority, will offer affordable housing to families and older adults making between 50 and 60% of the area median income. In addition, Winter Landing will include 15 units for long-term homeless older adults. The Equinox includes 10 units for persons in recovery from substance use disorder who are seeking family reunification. The project prepared a transportation demand management plan to encourage multimodal transportation options, including pedestrian and bicycle options. It is conveniently located in a Portland Metro bus line. The central location also makes walking downtown a lot easier, and bicycle use is encouraged with parking available for up to 100 bikes. The central location also makes walking downtown a lot easier, and bicycle use is encouraged with parking available for up to 100 bikes. This project directs additional growth into an already dense downtown residential housing area where public transportation is readily accessible. Community gathering space is created with a shared WUNERF that knits the block together and allows for enhanced pedestrian access while also accommodating vehicles. Provisions for eco-friendly transit include the new bus stop and ample bike storage. Stormwater management has improved with a modular wetland that provides water quality treatment for runoff from the site. Repurposing rather than demolishing an existing structure conserves resources, reduces construction waste, and preserves the important history of the site. The project includes the installation of energy-efficient windows, increased R-value of insulation, and reduced air and water infiltration of the building envelope, and the installation of highly efficient heat pumps. Overall, this transformation results in an extremely energy-efficient project. Maine Housing Qualified Allocation Plan. Maine Housing. Outstanding public policy. For nearly 2 decades, Maine Housing's Qualified Allocation Plan, QAP, which is the basis for affordable housing tax credit awards, has incorporated smart growth principles and rewarded developers and communities that embrace smart growth principles in their housing developments. The current QAP awards up to 15 points out of a possible 85 for smart growth developments. This can often be the difference between whether an affordable housing development ultimately receives the funding it needs towards completion. All over Maine, there are tangible examples of how Maine Housing's embrace of smart growth principles for housing often becomes the anchoring piece for the revitalization of a downtown or a village center community. This longstanding commitment to the principles of smart growth, including the key element of backing smart growth housing developments, both encourages and rewards those who do more than just talk about limiting sprawl, increasing housing density, or reusing historic buildings. Maine Housing is an independent state agency that bridges public and private housing finance, combining them to benefit Maine's low and moderate income people. Maine Housing brings millions of new private and federal housing funds to invest in Maine to create safe, affordable, warm housing. The mission of Maine Housing is to assist Maine people in obtaining and maintaining quality, affordable housing and services suitable to their housing needs. Every housing development financed under the QAP requires the bulk of the homes being created to be kept affordable to a percent of the area income, while allowing a smaller portion of the homes to be offered at market rate. Additionally, the plan rewards developers who submit proposals with a higher percentage of homes that are either fully accessible or are built to be easily adapted to be accessible as the needs of the tenant or development's population changes. The plan encourages multi-generational development as well, with points awarded for housing that is planned for older Mainers and housing that is planned specifically for families. The QAP by its nature rewards developers for creating housing that is close to public transit or in walking distance to the goods and services needed by families for their daily lives. The QAP not only supports the optimal use of limited downtown or village center land, it encourages it with financial incentives. The quality design and construction standards and built-to-last nature of Maine Housing financed affordable housing developments are also a consistent source of community pride. The QAP reduces development pressure on open space and requires new construction to comply with the state of Maine's growth management law, prioritizing, for example, projects located in municipalities' designated growth areas or otherwise located in an area served by public sewer. The QAP rewards smart growth with the financial support needed to make affordable housing an economically viable part of any community's economic development planning. Maine Housing was one of the first funding sources in Maine to require applicants for funding to comply with basic rules concerning smart growth. The QAP also requires building design and construction criteria that demands energy efficiency in the final products, along with the adaptation of climate-friendly building materials, construction methods, and adaptable designs that anticipate changing energy needs and sources. For example, the requirement of EV charging adaptability and capacity in all new construction. Maine Housing's energy efficiency measures go far beyond those of any other state or funder codes. GrowSmart Maine would like to thank all those talented groups and organizations who submitted projects for these awards, as well as this year's 4 award winners.
So I'm opening the vault, and we have these lovely plaques for the award winners, and I'm going to call those folks up one at a time. And you're going to take a picture. Don't leave the stage because there's going to be a group picture. But when I call you up, please come and accept this award. It's a lovely plaque. It's great in an office lobby or town council chambers as a reminder of the great work that's being done in your communities and by your folks. So the first one is for Maine Housing, qualified act, the QAP. I think we'll. Thank you. Sure. I'll. You want to take this? How about that? Sure.
I'm here to pick up the award for Mark and his team, and I'm Scott Thistle, I'm the comms director, but he just wanted to say thank you to everybody at GrowSmart, and also thank you to all the many, many partners that we work with collaboratively, big, small, city government, private, public, nonprofits. It's really important, and thank you for all the support.
Good. And just slide down a little bit. And next is City of Presque Isle and the Maine DOT.
The Department of Transportation would like to thank, along with the City of Presque Isle and our great consultant team, get up here. This is part of a effort that we make with municipalities, leveraging bipartisan infrastructure law and other federal discretionary funds to do destination development, placemaking, and really revitalize the rural economies of Maine's historic downtowns and villages. And this is a commitment of the department to improving the quality of life for all Mainers throughout the great state of Maine. So this is a great testament to the hard work that the people of Presque Isle and T.Y. Lynn and Razor Landscape Architects put together. So thank you very much.
Yes, on behalf of the City of Presque Isle, I just want to thank this tremendous team first and foremost. I feel we've been quite battle tested, but we have forged ahead together and in great partnership with one another. And we're really looking forward to the great revitalization that this is going to bring to northern Maine and to the Presque Isle area. Our community certainly deserves it and is looking forward to it. And we really have the right team and just a tremendous partnership that will continue to forge this ahead. So thank you very much.
So let's make some more room on the stage for New Height Redfern and Community Housing in Maine.
Hi there.
You can slide right on.
We'll slide all the way down here.
I'm gonna pretend I'm part of the team.
All right, that's great.
I'm not gonna hold the sign for the picture.
Sign for us? All right. So.
The
Pictures first,
photographer.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold that. So thank you very much. On behalf of New Height Redfern, I'm Erin Cooperetter. I represent the New Height half of the New Height Redfern team. We also have folks here from CHOM and from Acorn Engineering. So thank you, Acorn, for making the nomination. Acorn, I think, is the part of the team that held all of the many projects that you saw on the screen together. So this was a pretty big planning effort in terms of making sure that we were providing what the neighborhood was looking for, what the town was looking for, what was possible on the site, without sort of ripping the neighborhood apart. So our beginning pledge to them is we were going to team up, we were going to do it as a team, and we were not going to take 10 years. So congratulations and thanks for everybody's hard work in getting that done.
And finally, I'd like to welcome John and Cindy Smith. Congratulations. Congrats.
Thank you. How do we do a picture here?
Scooch over. Yeah, stand right in the middle.
Excellent. Thank you to everyone in GrowSmart Maine. You see, I tried to get the kids to come up, but they still don't listen. But actually, if you listen to the nomination that Julie wrote, thank you, for that nomination for us. Can't help but have a little bit of imposter syndrome. There's everyone is doing such good work around development, and there are so many people that are deserving of this award. But we thank you very much, and I got to tell you, the award is great. But the best part about it is what Ben said earlier. First time in my life I've been referred to as a smarty, and I'm going to hang on to that for a long time.
We might need to do like the soccer team. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to rotate it.
In New Hampshire, Littleton, New
Littleton?
Hampshire.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
So to the award winners, we want to, one more time after the session, have Tyler get photos of you as a group. I mean, as each group for each award out in the lobby where breakfast was this morning. Better lighting, I'm told, so we're going to go with that. I'm going to hope it's intuitive to use this. There we go, maybe. So I am Nancy Smith, CEO of GrowSmart Maine. We are commencing now the annual meeting. Within our bylaws, I am to present to you all a brief report on our activities. As you may have seen, this is our 20th anniversary. All of the cool kids on staff have the logo on our shirts, and if you haven't yet, take one or both of the really cool stickers that denote this as well. Thanks to Amanda for the design of the circle, and for Joe, I love that he added people to our logo, because we've had the same logo for 20 years with buildings, and now we've added people to it. From our original focus on stopping sprawl to the 2006 release of the Brookings Report, Charting Maine's Future, we are now in advocacy, convening, thought leadership, and technical support, all grounded in supporting communities in navigating change in alignment with smart growth. This is an evolution from a wonderful and noble past. In the audience today, we have Tom Rumpf, who was one of the founding board members. We have Alan Caron, one of the founders and the first executive director, and past staff, including Maggie Drummond-Ball, who was the policy director and then interim executive director, Maggie Mayo, who was the development director when I came on board, Andrew Zarro, who came on as development director when Mary retired and then shifted to community outreach, and Cecilia Smith, who was our membership coordinator and now is a planner in Freeport. We are so happy that this contingent of GrowSmart Maine's origins were able to join us today. If you would stand and accept applause for your part in getting GrowSmart to 20 years, that would be terrific. Sorry. You all should have picked up at the beginning, at the registration table, a copy of our annual report, fiscal year 2024, which was July 1st of 2023 through June 30th of this year. GrowSmart has grown significantly in the past 2 years, developing programming in response to new opportunities and reframing our impact through the lens of direct personal values that we can all relate to. And as you heard earlier today, another game changer for GrowSmart Maine was our partnership with USDA Rural Development as their State Rural Development Council. This connects us nationally with Partners for Rural America, the national connection with other state rural development councils. And as you heard from the state director this morning, this is a critical partnership, especially given Rhiannon Hampson's passion for Maine and ability to make and build on connections. You've seen this earlier today, and it's an important graphic I want to continue to share with you, that as we seek out our impact so that everyone in Maine within their community feels safe, feels they belong, and feels they can thrive, the work that we do is within partnerships. In advocacy at the national level, we partner with Smart Growth America. At the state level, we have several partnerships. We have Policy Action 2025, which we co-lead with Build Maine. On the Sky Bridge coming in, you saw the 7 current working groups with the ability to sign up where you want to participate. There were homemade pockets to hold markers where you can add additional notes you think should be there, and a sheet for things that you think we might have missed. This is crowdsourcing of policy, and it's moving forward as a follow-up with the lessons learned and the successes of Policy Action 2023. As you heard first thing this morning from Wabanaki Alliance Executive Director Molly and Bryant, we are part of the Wabanaki Alliance Tribal Council in our advocacy work and the Working Waterfront Coalition. And just last week, we were accepted into the Environmental Priorities Coalition. This group supports smart growth for its environmental value as well as its wellness and public health. We look forward to work with all of these partnerships because they expand our impact within the limited capacity that we have. Within our community technical assistance with Planning for Agriculture and the Kennebec Broadband Partnership, our partners are the Regional and Wabanaki Broadband Partnership members, some of whom are here today, libraries and service providers across Kennebec County, where we focus, and with Planning for Ag, the American Farmland Trust, regional planning organizations and planning consultants, and of course the communities with which we work. Many of them are here today and have been featured in our program. Another way that we are expanding our partnerships and our impact is beyond our programming is in advancing our fiscal sponsorships to support up-and-coming partnerships with Moving Maine Network, Maine Broadband Coalition, the Mainers for Smarter Transportation, and the Maine Zoning Atlas, which is our newest addition. Each of these initiatives takes a deeper step into one of the components of smart growth while expanding capacity and developing expertise across Maine. If you had a chance this morning to visit them at their tables, many of them had displays, and there are links to them at the bottom of the homepage on our website. How many of you had heard before today about the Maine Zoning Atlas? Okay, so less than half of the crowd. This is really exciting. It's an opportunity to have a single place where we can find out what zoning is happening. It's got value to developers and to communities alike. And finally, our most recent partnership is with the Maine Redevelopment Land Bank. This was launched officially about 2 weeks ago in East Millinocket. It is created through a legislative initiative that won a Smart Growth Award a couple of years ago, and it is launched to support towns and cities as they redevelop and revitalize former mill, institutional, retail, office, or residential properties with technical support and resources. Their newly hired executive director, Tuck O'Brien, and several dedicated commissioners are here today, and Tuck will be taking part in the mill redevelopment walking tour later this afternoon. This partnership provides operational support for the land bank while building on our mission alignment to better serve communities as they navigate change. We are wicked excited to add the Redevelopment Land Bank to the group of organizations with which we partner. And finally, I just want to say how proud and how excited I am for everyone associated with GrowSmart Maine. That includes all of you as our members, as our sponsors. We do all of this with 6 people, technically 5 full-time equivalents, and we do it with the support of our board. And in particular, I hope all of my staff are here: Harold Bredesen, Hildy Lipson, Daye, Shim, Joe, Oliva, and Amanda Vermillion Grant. If you would stand for a minute and acknowledge Team GrowSmart Maine. Thank you. This is my 15th year as lead of this organization, and I just want to close by saying it gets better and better each year. I'm excited to be here, excited to share today with you, and with that, I'm going to turn this over to Jeff Levine, our board chair, for the next portion of our annual meeting, which is elections. Thank you all.
Thanks, Nancy. I was wondering why everyone was joining me in the front row, and then I realized they were getting awards. So that's how you get people to sit in the front row with me. I'll have to remember that next time. Awards are more awards. So we are going to open our annual meeting, and the most important part of the annual meeting, other than Nancy's report, which was very interesting, is to elect new board members and officers. So we're going to go through that now. Every member, whether a business, an MPO, a municipality, or an individual, gets 1 vote to be cast either before. So some of you may have cast email votes already. Don't vote again. Or on the day of the annual meeting, which is today. Yay. And members have had an active membership by October 21st. So if you renewed on the 22nd, you can vote next year, but sorry, not today. Some of you have multiple representatives present, so because it's going to be a razor-thin margin on this one, please determine who's voting on your behalf, and only have 1 vote per organization. We've had some nominations move forward already by the executive committee and the nominations group, and recommended by the full board for acceptance. So we have 2 nominations. We have an election of Galen Weebley proposed for a 2nd term. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. And Tony Carter for a 1st term. So if you're here, if you could just stand up for a second so people know who they're voting for. Thank you. And there's bios in the printed documents at the registration tables. Hopefully you've had a chance to check that out. So those are 2 nominations that are waiting for a motion. Is there a motion to move those nominations forward? And do we have a second? Second. Great. So those are moved forward. Those would be 3-year terms starting on January 2025. We're all set with those 2. Now we're open for other nominations. Are there any other nominations for the GrowSmart Maine board? Okay, hearing none, is there any discussion on the nominations? This is for 2 seats, right? Or is it for 1 seat? These are for 2 separate seats, yes. So you can vote for 1, both, neither. They're not competing with one another. Any other questions? Any other discussion? Okay, and we've had email voting open since October 8th. I understand, Joe, you have the results from the online voting.
Yes, 3 votes, unanimous for Galen and Tony.
Okay, great. So they already each have a 3-run start here. So let's have, by a show of hands, a vote in support of both of these folks. If you want to only vote for 1, let me know. But for now, let's take votes for both of them for the board. Hands up. Thanks. Anyone who wants to vote for 1 but not the other? Neither? I guess you just keep your hands down if you vote for neither. So, great. And I think with that, we have 2 new board members, so congratulations. Or renewing and new. Sorry. This is why I don't run elections. Okay, now the next piece of this, we have to elect officers. Oh, this is a laser pointer. That's kind of cool. Okay, so this is our highly qualified board of officers. We know how to use laser pointers. This is the slate. Our bios are in the printed documents available at the registration table. So same process of voting as we did before. Is there a motion for this slate of officers? Is there a second? Second. Okay, so we've got a few moves. And these would begin on January 2025. Once again, Joe, the email votes.
3 votes. Unanimous for the slate.
Okay. So now, to elect this slate of officers starting in 2025, can I see a show of hands? Okay. Any against? I almost thought I saw a hand up over there. I got a little worried. Okay, so the vote is complete. Congratulations to the officers beginning in January 2025. I do want to take a moment now to acknowledge 2 retiring board members who have done a great deal of service to help move this organization forward, as well as the smart growth in Maine in general. So I wouldn't want to miss a moment to say thanks to them. First off, Ben Smith, who you just saw doing the awards with North Star Planning, formerly a municipal planner with Wyndham. He's had 6 years, including service as a board chair, so he's really done the rounds. He leads our Smart Growth Awards Committee, as you know, this year, and we thank him for many years of service. Thanks, Ben. Also, neither of these are surprises. Samantha Horn from Braided Planet Consulting, now with the state of Maine, stepped down after a year as she accepts this new role in the Office of Community Affairs. So while we're sad to lose Samantha, we are thrilled for her new adventure. I'm sure she'll be a great partner in all of our work. She served on our finance and development committees and helped lead the group in creating the land use maps that you saw today. We wish her well. We look forward to partnering with her and her organization and supporting Maine communities. So thank you, too. We've invited them both to order some handcrafted gifts from a selected set. We don't have them with us right now, but they will be coming, so stand by your mailboxes. And thanks again. If you wish to stand now, I wish you would. If you're in the audience, we'd love to give you another round. Finally, I want to thank all the former and present board members who are here. I invite you all to stand as well. It's an ongoing organizational sort of effort, so past board members, present board members, future board members if you're interested. We're always taking nominations. Thanks to everybody. And I believe that closes out almost the annual meeting. Nancy, do you come up and do the formal closing? Is that? Come on up.
Thank you. Thank you for helping us with that little bit of business we needed to take care of, and especially again for coming in from that beautiful day outside. We are now going to launch you back outside for the City Experience walking tours. Ooh, so thank you. This, again, you'll find in your program. This is a chance to walk around our host city and see examples related to today's focus. We get what we plan for, how smart growth builds communities. There are 4 tours to choose from. You can see them there and a description in the program. Out in the lawn, outside the building, there are 4 signs on wooden posts. Thanks to Mike from Mid-Maine Chamber for doing that for us. Choose the one that you want to go on and stand by the sign to get ready to go. We will not be returning to Waterville Opera House, so take all of your things with you, because after the tours, which are about an hour and 15 minutes long, our next step is the networking reception at Portland Pie Company, which is coming up, which is in walking distance as well. This is where you'll turn in your blue tickets for the drawing for one of 2 pairs of tickets on the Downeaster provided by sponsor New England Passenger Rail Association, and you'll pick up your green dream ticket drink ticket to enjoy refreshment of your choice. Keep an eye out, as you saw just previously, for the survey that we'll be sending out later today to get your thoughts on what you thought of today's activities. So in closing today, I want to once again thank all of our sponsors. Today wouldn't be possible with all of you, and it wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. Our leading sponsor of Kennebec Savings Bank, our investing sponsors of AARP, Central Maine Power, the Natural Conservancy of Maine, and the Betterment Fund. And our partnering sponsors, Machias Savings Bank, Bingham Program, Acorn Engineering, SMRT, Yard South, APK Realty Management Community, Down East Magazine, Maine Biz, and others that you'll see on the program. With that, I want to again thank our volunteers today and our staff, and a particular shout out to Joe Oliva. I see you leaning on the post. If you would step forward into the light a little bit. Joe, you don't know. I asked Joe to do something and he says, yeah, I can do that, and he does. So Joe, if you'd step forward and accept applause, please. Joe started with us as our Communications and Outreach Director in January. He attended last year's summit in his prior job with the Maine Broadband Coalition, and I said, so part of this job would be event planning. He said, oh yeah, I can do that. I've done that before. So thank you, Joe, for saying you can do it and actually doing it. This does not conclude the day, but it includes our time together in this kind of setting. Again, it wraps up our time at Waterville Opera House. Please choose a City Experience walking tour and go find out more about this amazing city of Waterville. We'll see you at the reception and wish you well. Thank you all again for helping us celebrate our 20th anniversary.